Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the stream. So, you guys all meet up at the bar, the four of you, and that is real Kieran.
Actually.
You
Oh,
sure?
damn it.
I want to point out there. No, not that. We probably shouldn't talk in the bar about this stuff because of the lamps. We should probably do this on the ship.
Yeah, like I've never been like, hey, let's go to the bar. I've been going to the fucking
So,
docks, like in the darkest part of the dock.
so we go to the bar and I recommend that we leave.
Yeah, I want this shit to look like the beginning of a Batman movie. The darkest part of the docks and just stand like the least lighted area.
I don't like the atmosphere here. It's not great for conversation.
Yeah, but and we can't have like an ominous light because if we have ominous light, that means that we're gonna be overheard. So,
To be fair, Stalbor was tasked like months ago with finding an alternate solution to lamps, and it hasn't.
I know, right? We're gonna fix that.
I'm
We
sure,
never did.
I'm sure he just needs a second level spell, the Eternal Flame or whatever it is. What's that?
Yeah,
What's that
I've
spell?
definitely. Yeah, I had that in my spellbook before it exploded.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, the old illusion spell?
Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
stop my
Continual
spell
flame.
book. Ugh, so awful. So yeah, with that, once we get together, I just kind of look at it, I look around, and I say, so I've kind of brought everyone up to speed on at least what I've discovered lately. So the question falls to us: what our next move is while we're waiting. We have 2 weeks, Kieran.
Yeah.
2 weeks of time. So the question is: do we go back to New Throne seeking answers, or
I've
do we
already
stay?
said
Oh, well, I guess that's off. The
Kieran is gonna go and get answers.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
that's a genius idea.
It wasn't mine.
Well, that makes sense.
Thanks.
then I guess the second item on the table is the interview I presented to all of you. It seems as though Stalbor is for it. I myself am for it. Luca didn't give an opinion, and Kieran seems to be leaning towards a no, if I'm correct.
I think it'll be ineffective at best and harmful to us at worst.
I'll
And she's gonna like reiterate her arguments to Stalwar, being like, "Listen, we already know that House Larendar at the very least controls like what goes through that paper.
I'll turn to Reich actually and
Like
say
the best, but that's not gonna get published. Anything they don't want said is not gonna get said.
so yeah, like I'm gonna like hearing what she's saying, turn to Reich and be like, but so your plan was to release this information, which I don't think would be wise, but why not if we know we're being followed, why not leave false tracks?
Exactly. It would all be in subtlety. And also, a point that all of you are forgetting, they pay people for interviews. And a story that is this curious,
Mm-hmm.
they will pay handsomely.
I agree. I think we better off. They'll think we're releasing this information to better them, but realistically, we're just releasing false information. We take these stories and bits and pieces and give out bits and pieces of those stories and maybe lead them in the opposite direction.
How Hornberg is thorough. Like they'll release what we say, sure, but they're gonna double check any information we give them, as well.
Right, but
And then it's all gonna
able
get filtered through the houses.
There's a mean through the lamps, right? They probably know what that means, and so we
No,
won't say
Greg
that.
never told me. What information are you planning on releasing?
Nothing precisely.
No, I have an idea, but it was not a good one.
Yes.
He's gonna say, well,
Quite
Luca's gonna say, no,
considering-
it was a good one. It just wasn't fully thought through. Instead of releasing Dane's list, we need to release false information from Dane's list.
False
That's
information.
a terrible
with
idea. We don't
subtle truth.
understand Dane's list. You know who does understand Dane's list? The
Yep.
people it relates to, which will
Right.
give them time to hide. Because we still
Right.
don't know what we're doing.
Right.
Kieran, we were discussed that this was a terrible idea. It was
Right.
From the back
Once again,
of
yeah.
Reich's noggin.
So, like, I'm not saying put out the words, there's a means through the lamps, because obviously they'll know what that is, and but if we say there's a mean through the rocks and give out false information, you know what I mean? Like, maybe it will lead them away from us.
I mean,
If we change the clues,
you can do what
Maybe-
you want. I think it's a silly idea.
maybe pin them against each other if we can.
No,
think
this is
Lucas'
not
plan-
something. This is not something that we can do if there is any dissent. If this is something we do it with total
I don't want to talk
consensus.
to her though. I don't want to
People
interview.
like that rarely
Well,
talk without.
Yeah, we're not going to give a talk
Mostly.
without an interview.
Yeah, we'll agree to interview, then we won't.
Well, no, listen. We can give them a fluff interview. We don't have to give them anything important.
I think at the very least a
They're
fluff
gonna ask.
interview.
They're gonna ask at the very least about the bomb being placed on their ship, and if we say House Can't did it,
No,
what is
we don't know.
like a
We don't
terrible
know
idea.
that.
We don't know
We
who did
don't
it.
know that.
We know it
Yeah.
was a representative that did. We were given payment
Yes, but
from
why
this
would we
person.
need to say that to the paper?
So
Yes.
Reich is saying to give a fluff interview, and if we do that, it'll seem as
She's
though
not
we
asking
might
for a
not
fluff
know
interview.
anything.
She's asking for a story about what happened recently to us,
Sure,
and that's
and we'll-
only going to
we'll
cause
fluff that.
trouble.
We already told our information to the constable. You don't think that's going to become at least some form of public record at some point?
Yeah, that's fine. It's hearsay and she said, but you're asking like my word to go on paper, like
Yes, but if
where
we
it can be distorted because we're not going to see the final draft of this thing. We don't have any reason to. We're going to give them an interview, and the houses in the Chromebook Chronicle are going to publish what they want, and it's only going to end badly for us.
How about we just meet her and kill her? He says sarcastically. Scott was like, "What? No."
So maybe the interview isn't so good an idea.
Yeah.
We can do other things for 2 weeks while the ship's being fixed, and then we can work out where we go from there. It's
Where
Maybe
are we
an
going
idea
from
in the
there?
first place.
Maybe we'll ask her what she wants. Maybe she wants to do another piece of some sort.
We could
I
at
do have
least.
questions I would like to
ask.
ask her.
well,
I mean-
then let's say we'll meet with her.
In the meantime, we can discuss what we're doing forwards.
Well, I thought we had a plan.
Sorry. We do. Is the plan still the same? We have fewer crew members now. We still
I
want
have
to
no, I have no intention of changing.
Okay.
Well then, is there anything else?
Luca, how much do you know about the principalities
Not much.
and the power groups there? Like the
Not
individual
much.
principalities. Stalwart, do you remember when we first met that changeling? Way back when. Not any of the ones that like we know now, not or anything. And you asked me what they were. Never seen them before. And I had mentioned that they usually work alone.
Exactly.
It's true. For the most part. They usually like blend into whatever society or city they're in, becoming any race that fits for them, right? That's not the case with N. N's a child of a doppelganger. He has changeling brothers and sisters, or brother, very least. There is one organization of changelings, and that's the Grey Sails.
Sounds like a bunch of pirates.
They are. They're one of the principalities. No one knows how big it is. No one knows the exact scope of it because, you know, changelings. But one of the reasons why I wanted to go to this area, in addition to I think it being oddly enough the safest area for us, at the moment, is because if I had to place a guess where Nico was, that is my guess. It is a shot in the dark.
Hey!
Well,
Changeling families don't typically exist. Like, this is the only one I'm familiar with.
If N's
Well.
back before we leave, right?
That is why I'm reluctant to share this information with you, because I don't want you to get rid of him. I don't want you to chase him off with questions or accusations because we need him.
I agree. We need him if we are to find out more information about Nico.
But N has been distrustful, to say the least. He's not been open about anything about his family, and he
He also doesn't
active-
want to be killed.
Hey,
by
neither
anyone
have
of
I.
us.
yes, but what's to say that when we arrive there, that she will not. She won't simply betray us to the Gray Sails and just go back to whatever semblance of a family she had before. I want to know why you put so much trust into her.
I want to trust fellow monsters, I suppose.
I think that Jare a good person. We've spent more time with them than ever here. Aside
One of the
here-
reasons why I wound up on the ship, but yes, to get us into the principalities, of course, and to get the trust of this organization, yes. But also, so they feel more at ease around us, so that maybe they open up more. I was hoping that would happen naturally, but you know, hasn't. So, Penny.
Frank's dog
Does that
is
mean she
really
like
loud.
she like bent down, found a copper piece, and she's like, Penny?
Worse. The worst.
That would have been hilarious if she actually picked up a penny. I would
That's
have.
funny.
Ugh,
I would have
Ooh,
laughed.
a penny.
Ooh, piece of candy.
going in your kennel.
Okay.
Alright, so
well,
yeah, that's the
Then
information I can give to you.
I will. Then our plan so far is I will go and speak to the man, let him know that we'll speak to his cousin, and see what sort of questions she wishes to ask, and then we'll make our decision from there. And then once our ship is repaired, we will proceed like normal.
All right, Luca, you have the information about Anna and Nico now. Don't fuck it up. It's up to you.
Luca like goes to nod, like Luca, you have the information. He like goes to like agree, and
Mhm.
like don't fuck it up, and he just like stops mid nod and shrugs, and just that's it. That's the end of it.
I roll my eyes. All right. Well, then. Well then, I'll just walk off from there.
Back to work.
Okay, so you make your way back to meet up with the gnome. Again, it takes a couple of hours or whatever it is for that to happen. He can only really meet with you in the evenings, and it's by no means is it something that comes off because you have a really high insight. By no means is it like I'm skulking in the shadows so nobody can see. It's
Yeah.
literally like I work all day. I'm
Yeah.
meeting with you out of kindness in my evenings.
Yeah.
And so when you
That
meet
makes
with
sense.
him, he's like, "Oh, hey, Reich. I imagine it's been a few days since we spoke. Have you had an opportunity to speak to your friends?
I have, and
You let Karen
Well-
know that the messages are sent out and she can maybe stop threatening people?
I did, and she was thankful. I
Has she simmered down a little bit?
Fuck off.
yes. You have
okay.
you have to remember she was put in a rather tragic position, and she reacted poorly. She would give her sorries herself, but frankly, she wouldn't actually do it. But that's not the important part. The important part is that after some discussion, we would like to meet with your cousin. I can't guarantee she'll get everything she wants, but we'll be willing to answer some questions.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, I'm really glad to hear that. It would take her some time to get here because, she is in Zalargo. So, let's see. Oh, God, if I send a message to her, which, she'll get pretty quickly, she could probably be here within a month's time because she'd have to book passage that could bring her all the way around here and
No.
That sort of complicates things. Our ship is to be repaired in a matter of 2 weeks, and then we need to go. We've delayed our journey thus far.
she's in Korenberg. It's the Korenberg Chronicle, right? And she actually lives in Korenberg, of course, because she's doing the best she can to work for the paper. Korenberg is a port city, but it still has to make its way all the way around the Valinor Peninsula. And, she'd love to take the lightning rail, but, the pesky Mornlands broke up the rail a long while back. So, and it's not exactly like she can take port in Valinor, can she? Nobody can really do that, can they? So, it's a bit of a long ride.
Well, why don't you give us her name? I imagine we've stopped in Zalargo before, and I imagine that will not be our last trip there. And if there's someone we can speak to, then we have her name to come and speak to her when our current leg of our journey is done.
Do
We
you
are
intend to
planning
come back
back
around
to
this
back.
way at some point?
Yes.
I could always have her, because let's be serious. If you're continuing to travel to the east, and not straight back to Zalargo now, this is just what I'm assuming based off of the way that you were, just kind of speaking. you're gonna have to come back by Adderport eventually, right? Stop by Kabar for resupply. She could still come here, and then you can meet with her perhaps at the location where things happened, as opposed to way over in Zalargo where it's so far removed. So I can still have her come here, and then you do what you're doing, and maybe you'll be back around this way in a month's time, or maybe 2 weeks after. Oh, that timing doesn't really work out, does it?
No, if that's your intention, I am for it, but I wouldn't have her leave immediately.
Yeah, well, I can at least have her meet you here in Adderport, and we can have that be the case. I mean, obviously, an expedited trip over through an airship would be idyllic, but there's no way she could just hop onto an airship. She's on a measly, it's more of like an intern salary, but like I said, it'd be a great opportunity.
And then that's what we should do then. All right.
Oh, well, glad to hear that that things are working out. And is there anything else I can help you out with there, right? Because I'll have to admit, the first time we met, I was not very happy to have met you people, but you seem to turn out to be not so bad. At least you. The dying elf and Kieran weren't very pleasant, and honestly, the other one just looked pissed off.
Yeah, unfortunately,
I wasn't even there.
Exactly.
It was a product of our. Yes, it was a product of our journey here. Other one.
He stormed off. He came in.
Yeah, he like almost ran me over as I walked into the bar.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry that pretty much everybody in the town knows the four of you are together. I mean, you did come in on a ship that was exploded. And there are actually accusations that, you caused the explosion back in Throne Home. In New Throne, sorry. I don't know why. I always confuse that name. But it's probably because I'm not from around here.
Well, yeah, unfortunately we were under a lot of strife. The explosion lost us lives, as I'm sure you're aware. And that drove people to unpleasantness.
Well, I mean, it's been a while since things kind of happened. Did you hear about the formal investigation that's happening over in New Throne?
I have not. Have you heard of it?
Oh, well, there was in fact an explosion in New Throne, and people not related to the houses were killed. And so, therefore, it allows the appropriate authorities to take action that they want to take. And so, they are making... they're questioning and making arrests and do what they need to do. I mean, obviously, if you guys made your way there, you would have to be handled as suspects as well. But you've already given a good piece of your story.
Making arrests. Did you just mean that as an aside, or have there really been arrests?
I mean, I've heard that arrests have been made at the very least for questioning. I don't know if anybody's being contained for longer periods of time.
Understood. Well, that's definitely an interesting. That's definitely an interesting piece of information. I will. I'll pass that along, and see if maybe we can consider going to New Throne. But in the meantime, I appreciate all you've done. Please pass the message on to your cousin, and I wish you the best.
Oh, yep, of course.
Really quick. How long does it take to walk to New Throne? From
Give me 2 seconds, Kieran.
With horses, potentially.
Yeah, of course. Let me just get a measuring stick, which is literally going to be a balled up piece of tinfoil.
And while you're
a
doing
stick
those
at all.
measurements, I'm gonna go find these guys and get them together real quick for one last little team meeting, and I'm gonna inform them of this.
Yeah.
Something important that we should know after Blayley doing a knockout dragon to get all four together. I was just informed by the gnome that there was an explosion in the New Throne that caused the deaths of several non-house members. While this is tragic, it has also caused the local authorities to prompt an investigation. There's been several questionings already. He referred to them as arrests. I don't know if these were detainments or simply questioning. But I wanted to let you guys know.
Well, we have to go.
What are we gonna say if we go? We're gonna be
No,
suspect.
it's not what we're gonna say. Exactly. We're gonna be suspects. I'm going to be a suspect. Because I'm the
Yes.
one who gave them the gems.
Then why would we go?
Because N is disguised as me, and he's going to New Throne.
By the gods.
We have to go.
This is why we don't just do things. All right. Well, then we need to get our stuff. So we need to our stuff, and we need to go now. If we're gonna have any hope of catching him before he makes it there, we're gonna need to run him down. And you guys are gonna need mounts. I'm gonna need a mount as well.
I doubt N took a horse. I doubt we can afford horses.
Ouch.
We can afford horses. I took it
I
alone
I have money.
to fix the ship.
True.
Oh.
How much are horses? Well, first, are there horses
75
here?
gold a pip.
Of course, there are horses here, and because I mean, this is
course,
places
of
lots of
course.
like. There are horses and various other types of steeds that you can use to traverse the distance. Honestly, it's one of those purchase or rent. You can rent the horses to get back and forth between the areas. It's very, very common for people traveling around here. So for that, it's actually only going to be 3 gold per person, and that's for the whole trip. So you're going to be having these horses for 5 days.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna fork over the 12 gold.
Sure.
Yeah, we might as well rent. We never stick around with the
Do-
horses anyway.
Do we have to go the whole way there, or are we gonna like run into N on the way?
We're
think
hopefully
that's
gonna
not
rent it on the way.
But
Yeah.
we don't know how.
I like the wind.
I'm just gonna pay for the whole 12 just in case,
Coolio.
and then we're gonna pretty much peace
Oh,
out
those
right
horses
away
don't
just because we
explode.
need to. Yeah. Don't say that. It's a fucking
How
possibility.
easy it is to put a bomb in a horse, Stalborn knows.
So you guys go to rent the horses, and it's funny because one of the people at the you guys roll me an insight check.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh God.
As a Hospitalis member, I don't want these horses anymore. The tainted horses. I'll eat the horse meat if you're done with it, though.
Heyo. So all but Stalbor, probably because he's distracted by the barking dog that's outside the stable. But the 3 of you go walking in there, and definitely Kieran. It's very appropriate. It is House Vitalis, but they are or Vidalis if you want. They are a very small group here. The stable is like a small thing. It's like a small side business, and the person just seems to be like, while he's kind of helping you out, seems to be like staring at Kieran like a lot, like the kind of like you look over, like openly staring at Kieran, and Kieran notices it. It's annoying.
Very annoying.
Kieran's already been through here.
Do you guys say anything or?
No.
No?
Stalborn would, but
I'm just hoping that Kieran doesn't say anything.
So nobody says anything?
I mean, I'll stare back.
Okay.
That's fine.
When you
Look at
stare
what-
back.
What do you want?
Oh, okay.
What do you
yeah,
want?
Okay, that's fine.
Yes.
So he's like, oh, you there? You just seem a little familiar.
I don't know you.
Oh, Luca gets it.
Are you sure? You seem familiar.
hard to
Now
get a
Karen
face
gets it.
like this,
Probably my
isn't it?
sister.
Ah.
You have a sister
Oh, shit,
that
no, that's
also
wrong.
has a mark?
Wait.
May the gods bless your family, then. May the gods bless your family. Oh, yes. To have sisters that are both marked. That is an incredible... twins, maybe?
Yeah.
Twin sisters, both marked in such obvious places. Is it the same spot or just similar?
Yep. That.
Oh, no, don't worry. The one deception
That
covers
checks
the
out.
encounter.
No,
Yeah.
it's so funny. It's like, yeah.
The one that covers the encounter. So he's like,
Yes. Yes.
oh, that's...
I do need to catch up with her though.
Oh, of course. I understand the plight of a sibling, especially that for the house. Your sister, she borrowed a very swift horse of ours. Perhaps I should give you one of the same breed.
That would be great. Thank you.
I will give you the same discount that she bartered for. It will cost you each an extra gold.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll pay it.
you guys hand over the 4 more gold, and he's like, all right, well, this is the swiftest breed that we have. Very, very familiar with the high-rising roots and the thick bushes that grow into well, we'll call it the path that travels between here and New Throne. Safe journeys. The horses know the trails very well. Safe journeys. And
Thank you. You have a lovely stable.
Oh, thank you, kind sir. Are you from Aranel?
Yes, bye.
Oh, of course. Safe journeys. And you guys go riding out of the.
You finally caught on Stalbot trying to like say compliment people and leave. Shit, it's finally starting to catch up.